Hey everybody, this is Fly by Night. I am taking my maiden voyage on my Onewheel XR. I'm currently in Brownwood, Texas, waiting on a load that's not going to be ready till noon. I just picked my board up yesterday, had enough time last night to put the yellow rail guards on it, charge up the battery. I only charged it to 80% because I didn't know if I was going to get a ride today, and I didn't want to fully charge it. I'm also a drone freestyle pilot, and we do not leave our batteries fully charged. It's bad for them, so I charged it to 80. And before I did this ride, I topped it off. Anyways, as we get to go in here and everything, I went in, investigated, around the area, got the local truck stop's phone number in case I got lost, so I could call, get directions back to the truck stop. Let's hope I don't get lost. In this area, my signal is totally horrible on my phone, so I'm on what's called an H+ type signal, so GPS doesn't really work very well. A couple key things about the XR. Great board. I went to a local dealer, rode both the Pint and the XR. Initially, I didn't like the XR. Dealer changed the settings, rode totally different. Had a little bit of wobble in it. I found out that the tire has 786 miles on it, and it is weather cracked. So anytime you go to turn, the center part of the tire is extremely flat, and it wants to, and when you get on that edge, it wants to kick you back over to the flat part. I found out on my board when I took off, I don't wobble. I don't have any problem yet with the Vega, but I don't plan on going very fast at first either. A few key things about the board that I know from previous experience on other boards and stuff. This has electronics on it, and with me being an IT other than a truck driver, these type of electronics on here, you don't test. You'll find out what pushback is. Don't go out and just push the board to find out what pushback is, because if you don't know how to recognize it, you're going to fly off the front of the board, as some people do. However, the next thing is foot position. When I initially rode the board, I had my cowboy boots on. I just took right to the Onewheel. Totally comfortable, felt really good on it. Everybody knows with cowboy boots, you have a heel and a toe and a big gap in between. I had no problem doing the heel lift dismount. Found out today I'm wearing tennis shoes, blue jeans, pulled up to a stop sign, wanted to stop and get off. I couldn't get off the board. I couldn't get it to disengage, so I bailed. Didn't quite bail both feet. The board was still engaged. It flew backwards. I landed square, no problem. So I worked on that and found out when I wear flat sole shoes like this, that in order for one pad to be disengaged, that my front foot has to hang about a ½ inch to an inch off the edge of the board, and then when I lift my heel, the board disengages perfect every time. So foot position. The other thing about foot position, my front foot, I've watched a lot of videos over the last month and a half, and I like the 45-degree angle on the front. It feels very comfortable to me, and I'm also ready to run off the front of the board if I have to. Besides that, control, mess around with the apps or the settings in the app, see which one you like better. I do not like Sequoia. That may be for beginners, but I don't like it. It's too tight. Feels like I have little to no control at all. Here I am currently riding in Mission. As I stop, I forgot to turn my camera on later. It's a new camera, new selfie stick, and I forgot to turn it back on, so I only got half my ride. I will tell you, I did not realize that I rode as far as I did today. I got out here and I got to going through the neighborhood and everything, even after I forgot to turn my camera back on after I stopped. And by the time I got back to the truck stop, I took a couple breaks in there, but I left my board on and just kind of got down on my feet, got the blood flowing again and everything. By the time I got back to the truck stop, and I pulled my phone out of my pocket and looked, I actually rode over 6 miles on this before I got back to the truck stop, and I didn't even realize I'd went that far. Total blast. Still getting used to the board, some light carving. I'm not ready to do deep carves, no way. You got to get used to how the board feels underneath you. If you really want to do a tight carve, I was playing around with my feet, and you really got to push the rear end around especially if you're heeling. If you're doing a heel turn, you got to heel and push with that back foot to kick that nose around. But you have to be prepared when you do that, because it will make the board turn sharp, and then it throws you back up on top of the board, and you got to be ready to rebalance. But anyways, I'm going to back out here, and I'm excited about my fender and my float plates. I also got the silver handle from Craft&Ride. Going to really enjoy that. Anyways, I'm going to back out here, let you guys enjoy the video. And if I'm in your area, you see me on the app, send me a message or whatever. I'd love to get out and ride with some of you one-wheelers, and see what your town's like, where you guys ride. And I plan on riding this a lot and getting a lot of experience with it, other than utility-wise for this. It's also going to be an enjoyment to be able to get out on my downtime and everything, and be able to get away from the truck completely for a while. Happy floating, everybody. Be safe, and catch y'all later. Look me up, and I'll get out there and run with you guys. Have a great one. Thanks for watching.